is a huge issue, and it's growing nationwide. And a lot of that ends up being intertwined with substance use in general. Here in Denver, there's an entire epidemic going on, and it's intense.
I made a contact because of security with a gentleman that's sitting outside the library, and he's got tons of self-inflicted wounds on his arms, dry blood.
Being a free and open public space, libraries have populations that are marginalized and populations that are experiencing homelessness. I think Denver is recognizing that this is something that we have to have conversations about. The library is becoming a place where I'm able to affect change and every day be a part of something bigger. I grew up here in central Denver, and once I hit high school, things got a little shaky for me. When I went to college, it was like party central. And I ended up meeting my daughter's father, and unfortunately it got really unhealthy really fast. We were both drinking a lot, and then we started partying a lot, and he ended up leaving me for somebody else, and I got extremely depressed. And then that's when the IV drug use started. And it went from this life to my house is in foreclosure. I lost my career, caught criminal charges. I just started spiraling all the way down.
Here was my first trip to rehab.
My absolute bottom was heroin and homelessness. I was experiencing homelessness for 3 years. My time on the streets was not easy, but the library was a place I knew I could go in and get out of the elements. It was kind of a staple. It was something I always knew was there. It was a time in my life where I didn't even know who I was anymore. One day, I looked around and I'm in jail, and I was like, this is not what I want for my life. And I was determined to do something different. I went through a transitional program for mental health and substance use. And I had heard about this thing called peer support. So I applied for a couple of different nonprofit organizations, and that's when I got the email about a position at the library. And I'm like, this sounds amazing. I can be who I needed. The fact that Alyssa even got this program started means that not only did the library not want to exclude a certain population from their customer base, they wanted to support them.
A group of very passionate library staff made a proposal to the city about creating a social work position. And that's when I came on board and I said, I want to start a peer navigator program. We now have 4 other social workers and 4 peer navigators, and we have an obligation to support people the best way that we can. In the last year, we saw a 15% increase in overdoses in the city and county of Denver, and we have a little over 3,000 people experiencing homelessness on any given night. There are people who are the more vulnerable folks in our community coming into the library, and we wanted to address that.
Here at the library, you may encounter somebody who's had an opioid overdose.
Our team's goal is to help our colleagues, our library staff, feel empowered. So we provide training to our staff to be able to administer Narcan.
Over the past year and a half, we've been successful 15 times at bringing people back. And what I want you to be capable of doing is responding to that situation and potentially save someone's life.
I really like the idea of approaching people from a non-traditional space. We expect people to be able to access services and ask for help, and the thing is, asking for help is really, it's scary, it's intimidating, and it's sometimes people feel shame around that. So if we can bring help to where people naturally are, it just makes a lot more sense.
How you doing, man? Good. Nate, I'm Cuica.
Hi, Cuica.
Cuica like a tweaker, but not no more.
No more, man. No more.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. I got out of jail last night.
Okay.
Yep. So, you know.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, stay.
I can sit across from somebody and immediately connect with them.
How can I support you?
Not only because I totally understand where they're at, but I totally understand where they're at this particular location.
You can come up and use my phone anytime on the 4th floor. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're meeting people where they're at, and we're trying to connect them with as many services as they need right there at that time.
Meeting you, and I'm here to support you however I can. So if you ever want to just talk, that's what I'm here for.
Awesome.
All right.
Good to meet you.
I know you're a human being and you're having a hard time. You're just a person. It's like, oh, homeless drug addicts. It's like, no, that's a person who's experiencing homelessness.
It's crazy to see all my friends. I know a good majority of the people down there, and it's sad to say that I used to be one of the people down there, getting high. I'm happy that I'm not down there anymore. I ended up having 2 back surgeries, and then I really started getting heavy into the pain pills. Eventually, it led to me using heroin, and after that, my life just spiraled out of control. For 2 years, I experienced homelessness, and I used to come to the library. I started talking to Cuica and to some of the other staff here and telling them that I wanted, to get off the streets. I looked up to Cuica. It's hard for people to actually understand unless you've actually lived that life. I've been clean now 36 days. If I wouldn't have been coming in here and getting the help, that I probably would be dead right now.
I think without Cuica, I would have died. Alcohol is my problem. I was just drinking myself to death. And I was homeless for a year, literally homeless. In Denver, if you have a backpack and stuff and you look dirty, people judge you. And she never judged me because she understands. Cuica helped me get to my treatment facility. I mean, having somebody out there that really cared, and that was the whole world to me.
When I was experiencing homelessness and when I was a customer at the public library, somebody just honoring my presence could have been, something really wonderful for me. So that's what I tried to do for the customers.
Good. How are you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you.
Quite a while.
Yeah. So what's going on? How long have you been experiencing homelessness?
16 years.
Were you gonna come see me, talk to me?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on? Hi, James. I'm Cuica.
When I think about, all the different stages of my life, I've found the purpose behind all of it. When I walk in, I'm always smiling. I mean, there's not a day that I don't love going to that library now.
DeAndre, I know. Just come talk to me, have a conversation. Have you had a Colorado source of the jail? What's going on? Nate and Cuica.